night, Stanley. Good night, Elsie.
Good night, Harry. Good night, Dennis.
Good night, Elsie. So, Stanley, I see you're going to sleep with the new koala your grandmother brought back from Australia for you.
Yeah.
What's the matter, Stanley?
I asked for a real one. There are lots of real koalas in Australia.
That's right, Stanley. Koalas live in the eucalyptus forests of Australia, but that's where they belong. Not here. They're not pets.
But a real koala bear would be so much better than a stuffed one. We could do so many things together. If I had a real koala bear, we could share honey. Then when we were all finished, the koala bear and I could curl up together and hibernate for the long winter.
Stanley, are you sure the koala is a bear?
Of course it's a bear. That's why they're called koala bears, isn't it?
It might surprise you to know that the koala isn't a bear.
Well, if it's not a bear, what is it?
Look, Harry and Elsie are sleeping. So why don't we take a quiet little trip into a certain book and find out more about koalas?
Okay.
It's the great big book of everything, with everything inside. See the world around us, this book's the perfect guide.
They must be light sleepers.
A koala's not a bear, gee whiz! Let's see what it really is.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. K is for koala. Real koalas. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Into the book to have some fun.
Did someone say have some fun?
Wait for us. Look how gray and furry the koalas are. How can they not be bears? I think we woke her up.
The mother koala has a pouch.
Like a kangaroo.
Very good, Stanley. And like a kangaroo, the koala is not a bear, but a marsupial.
What's a marsupial? Is that like soup from Mars?
No, Harry. Although sometimes I think you're from another planet. A marsupial mum gives birth to a tiny, unformed baby which develops inside her pouch. Baby koalas are called joeys, just like baby kangaroos.
But doesn't that get all confusing when all the babies are named Joey? I mean, what happens when you call them all for dinner?
How long do they stay in their mother's pouch before they can come out?
It usually takes about 6 to 7 months. They grow quickly, and soon they're ready to leave the pouch.
Okay, I get it now. Koalas are marsupials, not bears. But I still wish I had a real koala instead of a stuffed one.
Well then, I think you might be in luck, Stanley.
Do you want to come home with me, little koala? I think the answer is yes.
He wants to go for a piggyback ride.
I don't think this is a good idea, Stanley. As I mentioned, koalas aren't pets.
Oh, please, Dennis. He likes me. See?
I have a bad feeling about this.
Come on, everybody. Let's go home. All right, a real koala. This is awesome. Good night, Harry.
Good night, Stanley. Good night, Elsie.
Good night, Harry. Good night, Dennis.
Good night, Elsie. Good night, Stanley. I still have a bad feeling about this.
Good night, Dennis. And good night, Koala.
Hey, can you keep it down, Stanley? I'm trying to sleep.
It's not me. It's the koala. Hey, Koala. Where are you going? Maybe you scared him, Stanley. I wasn't trying to. Maybe I come back down. Maybe this box of raisins will work.
Stanley, I don't think...
Here, Koala, you want some yummy raisins?
Koalas don't eat raisins, Stanley. They prefer... I know! A nice rawhide bone! Pre-chewed!
How about some catnip? Maybe it's not hungry.
Well, actually... What's it doing now? Stanley?
Yikes.
What's going on in here, Stanley?
You're making an awful lot of noise.
Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad.
Just keep it down, okay?
And try to get some sleep, honey.
I wish the koala would get some sleep. I wonder why he wouldn't eat the food we tried to give him. And why isn't he sleepy like the rest of us?
Yeah, that koala sure is acting weird.
We're gonna get in trouble if he keeps acting this way. And I don't think he's too happy either. Sorry, little koala, but I'm gonna have to take you home. Hey, look! Our koala's not the only one who's awake. All the koalas are awake. Don't these koalas ever sleep?
Oh, certainly they do. But koalas are nocturnal.
Nocturnal? I know what that means. It means they stay awake at night and sleep during the day.
That's right. Yo, Stanley! There's your koala again. He sure likes to hang around. Koalas hang from high places quite a lot because koalas live in trees.
Now I see why the koala didn't want to go to sleep and why he was climbing all around in my room. He was just being a koala.
I guess he's not so weird after all.
I feel bad now that I made him go home with me. Can we still be friends, Koala? Oh boy, I think he said yes. The koala and I can still hang out together right here.
But for how long?
What do you mean?
You'll see.
My hands are starting to hurt. Don't your paws hurt? Can't hold on. Oof. How does he hang there so long?
That's because koalas have two opposable fingers that make it easier for them to hold on.
What does opposable mean again?
I'll show you. Why don't you take out your stethoscope to take a closer look at the koala's hand?
Okay.
See how three fingers go one way and the other two go the other way? Those two are opposable because they go the opposite way. And that makes it easier for them to grip. Sort of like your thumb.
I see.
You couldn't grip anything without it. Try holding onto your stethoscope without using your thumb.
Oops. I'm glad I have opposable thumbs.
Take a look at your thumb. Do you see how it bends in a different direction from your other fingers? Your thumb is opposable too. Try picking up something without using your thumb. It's harder. I don't have any disposable thumbs.
Opposable thumbs. We have paws.
And very nice paws too. But not good for things like thumb wrestling. The koala needs his opposable toes so he can hang in trees and eat all those yummy eucalyptus leaves.
This is what koalas eat.
It's their main source of food.
They'd rather eat this than catnip.
No! This smells like medicine! Well, that's because eucalyptus leaves are used in some medicines.
I'd rather have chocolate. He really is happier here where he belongs. I guess we should go home too. I'll miss him though. Yes, but look on the bright side. If we leave him here, we'll get more sleep.
Elsie's right. I mean, after all, we are not nocturnal like he is.
Okay, everybody. Now we can finally get some... Hey, look! I almost forgot about you. It's the koala Grandma gave me.
Do you still wish it were a real koala, Stanley?
No, not really. I mean, real koalas aren't cool. Even if they're marsupials, not bears. And those two opposable toes are great for hanging from trees.
But they do eat some weird stuff.
Yes, like eucalyptus leaves. But they do taste good to koalas.
Yeah, but I think my koala's better for cuddling. Well, good night, Harry.
Good night, Stanley. Good night, Elsie.
Good night, Harry. Good night, Dennis.
Good night, Elsie. Good night, koala boy Stanley.
Good night, Dennis. And good night, Koala.